you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass, you'll do this to him. It's never like
yes man type.
You know what I mean?
Crawford, when he has with the person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time.
Terence Crawford talked about his first real chat with Floyd Mayweather after he started training for the Canelo fight. He said Floyd didn't just give compliments, he offered real advice. Mayweather praised Crawford's skills, but reminded him to stay sharp because Canelo's experience is no joke. The conversation was serious, respectful, and focused fully on fight strategy.
That's a big boy. He's strong. You know, you box good. You can do this. You got this over him. You're gonna have to tighten up this. You're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass. You'll do this to him. It's never like
yes man type.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight. You know, but
that's the fight.
If it happened, you know, you can win, but you're gonna have to be on your A game.
In Canelo's last fight, fans noticed how little he threw punches against William Skull. His low activity raised concerns about his energy and drive. Moving up in weight to fight Canelo is definitely a risk for Crawford. Super middleweights. Hit hard. The big question is whether Crawford's power will carry up. But his technical skills, fight IQ, and ability to adapt might be enough. This fight isn't just about size, it's about smarts. And Crawford looks ready to prove he belongs, with the best at any weight.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Amir Khan's opinion matters. He's fought both Canelo and Crawford. He respects Canelo's power, but points out his defensive gaps. Khan believes Crawford's speed and sharp defense make him much harder to hit. He thinks Crawford's movement and counters could frustrate Canelo and give him real trouble in the ring.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, he did that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Crawford's training has focused a lot on his jab. In sparring, you can see how he uses it to control space, mess up timing, and create chances to attack. He's been working with partners who copy Canelo's style, and he switches stances smoothly to keep them off balance. The history between Mayweather and Canelo makes this fight even more meaningful. Their 2013 bout was one of the biggest in boxing history. Mayweather dominated and gave Canelo his only official loss. Back then, Floyd was already a legend and Canelo was the rising star. Many saw it as a passing of the torch moment, but Mayweather wasn't ready to pass anything.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Ariel Helwani pointed out something worth noting. Canelo's recent fights suggest he may be slowing down. He mentioned Canelo's age and questions about his movement. On the other hand, Crawford looks comfortable at this new weight and seems to be growing stronger with it.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 36, 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto and he had the fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Teddy Atlas has been clear. He thinks Crawford is just too smart and skilled for Canelo. Atlas says what makes Crawford special is how he reads opponents and adjusts in the middle of a fight. That adaptability, he believes, gives Crawford the edge.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear it now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic if Canelo gets through Jermell. And then you guys fight. That fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Shakur Stevenson also believes Crawford is the better fighter. He's been clear about how much he respects Crawford's abilities. Stevenson pushed back against the idea that Crawford is too small, saying people don't understand how strong and powerful he actually is. Jeff Mayweather agrees that Crawford is incredibly talented and even more complete as a fighter, but he still warns that Canelo is not to be underestimated.
The Ring magazine, which is owned by Turkey, reported that Canelo and Crawford have agreed to the September date and that it's essentially on. What is your I know this has been rumored and talked about, but now it seems like a done deal. What's your reaction to this?
It's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said like he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, no,
just because of the size.
Good. Crawford is good, and
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with the person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a puncher's chance.
David Benavidez has shown strong support for Crawford. He thinks people are sleeping on how dangerous Crawford really is. To Benavidez, Crawford's skills, laser focus, and mental toughness give him a real chance at pulling off the upset against Canelo.
Yeah,
what do you say about that?
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes. Yeah. He's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him
in person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up, he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight. Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying. I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I would say that.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
No cap.
I did tell him after the Smith fight. I said, "Man, go get Canelo. You the greatest. Yeah. This era
for sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question. Yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together. Because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight, saying actually it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
No, that's for sure.
Instead of ignoring criticism, Crawford faces it head on. He knows people are concerned about him moving up in weight and facing someone as strong as Canelo, but he doesn't see that as a problem. It's part of the challenge. His confidence isn't about ego. It comes from serious preparation. He's not just showing up to fight, he's stepping in to dominate and shut down every doubt once and for all.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. As a tight him, he's saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it, and he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's gonna say, "Well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. A unified champion that he's been. All of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it." I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Mayweather didn't just hype up Crawford. He broke down what it really takes to beat someone like Canelo. Reflecting on his own fight with Canelo, he stressed that smart strategy matters more than being aggressive. He told Crawford to stay sharp and fight with intelligence and perfect timing. Floyd admitted it's a tough challenge, but he believes if anyone can pull it off, it's Crawford.
Crawford, switch hitter. He did all right in his first fight at 54, but now he'll get more comfortable as a bigger guy. He's actually not that small, this, that, and the other. Yesterday on my program, Ade, I spoke to David Benavidez, and I asked him about this fight, and his response surprised me. I want to play this clip for you and get your response to David's answer. Here it is.
It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I can give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25 just because of the size.
Good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So Crawford, when he has with the person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance.
Okay, so what do you make of that? What do you make of that response? I was a little surprised.
I need to clear up what he meant by 7 out of 10. Does he mean he's giving him a 70% chance to beat Canelo?
Yes.
Is that what it? Wow.
Yes.
I mean, who am I to disagree with Benavidez? Benavidez knows he's boxing, right? I mean, he might have shared the ring with both. I mean, with Terence Crawford. I mean, if anyone else was jumping up from 154 pounds to 168, not named Terence Crawford, I'd say this is crazy and they don't have a chance because they're fighting a guy that I still think is very, very good in Canelo. The reason I give Crawford a chance is because A, it's Terence Crawford and he's unbeaten, but B, I think Canelo's slipped just enough for me to think this is a real fight. This isn't Canelo that fought Golovkin second time round. I thought that was almost the best Canelo I've ever seen. It isn't that anymore. I've watched his last couple of fights. I've been lucky enough to have been at a few recent fights. The Bivol fight's taken something out of him. He doesn't throw punches and combinations. His feet have slowed just a little bit. And Crawford does throw combinations, and Crawford has really good feet.
Mayweather stirred up controversy when he brought up Canelo's past issues with performance-enhancing drugs. He questioned why the media hasn't been more critical and hinted that some fighters get treated more fairly than others. His comments sparked mixed reactions. Some fans agreed there's a double standard, while others felt he was just creating drama. Either way, Floyd's words reopened old debates about fairness and accountability in boxing.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. So, but I learned a lot.
Let's talk about the only loss on your record at the moment. I mean, Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's not exactly a negative thing per se when you lose to someone who's known as one of the greatest of our time. Do you think that if you guys fought again, if you fought now, and he was also in his prime, do you think the outcome would have been vastly different?
Definitely, it's gonna be different. No, because I'm more mature, more strong, with more experience. It's gonna be different.
In every new training video, Crawford looks locked in and fully focused. He's not taking this fight lightly. His conditioning, footwork, and technique are all being pushed harder than ever. Every drill is preparing him to face a stronger, bigger opponent. You can see it in how he spars and trains. He knows what's at stake. He's fine-tuning every part of his game to be ready for anything Canelo brings.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Fisher versus Spassky? Two of the best, you understand? That's what you watch. Two of the best.
Yes. Nice.
That's how I start work. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything. Good job, champ.
Crawford has always looked up to Mayweather, not just for how he fought, but for how he built and protected his legacy. That respect has grown into a real bond between them. Mayweather gives Crawford little pieces of advice, and Crawford takes them seriously. He actually uses them. Their relationship goes beyond boxing tips. It's built on shared ambition, respect, and the goal of becoming one of the greats.
Canelo the beast, man. Canelo the beast. And you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, size, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally, I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight. You know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro. Remember, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to a box fight. Yeah.
You think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old and this and another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says this level above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight each other just yet.
Floyd Mayweather recently joined Terence Crawford's training camp and even took part in a few sessions to help him improve. Mayweather looked truly impressed by Crawford's hard work and sharp skills. He even called Crawford the best fighter in the world right now. Their training time wasn't just for show. It proved that Mayweather really believes Crawford can beat someone as tough as Canelo. You could see the respect between them, and the intensity in their sessions showed how focused they are on this fight.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.